Hello dear friends, I am Professor Kakhaber Djakeli and today we are speaking about copywriting. This is second chapter in copywriting for marketing. So today we are speaking about some techniques and some technologies of copywriting. And first of all, we should agree to each other that copywriting, this is some continuation of content marketing. This is part of direct marketing and effective, very smart copywriting is increasing chances of success of any business. Even to business what has very professional marketing. So right now we are speaking about how to be great copywriter. So the preparation of person to be great copywriter involves knowledge. There are knowledge in different types and different forms. So the first type of knowledge, this is very broad, general knowledge. This type of knowledge is very needed in copywriting because copywriters all times should have associations. All times they should rely on some additional information what is not very deep and very professional. These can exceed the frames of professional knowledge. So this broad or general knowledge is very needed in copywriting. So the second is specific or targeted knowledge. So if you have specific or targeted knowledge, that means that you can be very successful in your copies. So the best copywriters in the world are those people who are very curious about the life. They read a lot of different types of books, and for them reading is really great passion and great enthusiasm. So they have a lot of hobbies. They like to travel, have a variety of interests, often master their skills. They don't want to be boring persons. They know how to say anecdotes and they know how to joke really with taste. So they hunger for experience all times and they have their passion to new knowledge, especially to find other people interesting. They are very good listeners at all and they know well the skills of good listening. So some great content without great copywriting is a waste of time and waste of good content. There are some blogs, there are some kind of pages, web pages, there are some kind of information, content marketing information. What is like waste of time without copywriting? So that means that only few readers touch such kind of boring contents, or even some interesting contents without copywriters can be untouched by customers. If you are writing great articles that people would love to read, but you are not getting the traffic you want, the problem may be ineffective copywriting. So we know even writers, we know poets, they cannot sell their writing, they cannot be famous, they cannot increase their popularity. So that means that they need copywriter. So effective copywriting means great headlines. Ineffective copywriting is sometimes closed also to ineffective headlines. Your headlines might be too boring. when your headlines are boring, they don't give people any reason to click through to the rest of your writing. Your headlines might be too cute and clever. If this is the case, you are simply showing how smart you are without communication. Any reader can forget about you. So that means that connection is the problem. Connection is not only connection via internet. It's connection by brain to brain. It's connection to mind. If you are curious, you should make others to be also curious, to listen you. But how to make others to listen you? This is special tactics and strategy and some kind of skills. For example, we know that when we gather and some people say anecdotes, everybody is laughing. But others, when they say something, nobody is listening. What we can tell to others? Shut down or not to speak at all? No, because they have some expectation that they can be understood well. But people don't listen. Some boring persons. These boring persons, frequently they are well educated, but they don't have this kind of type of skills what copywriters must have. So, you have not explicitly thought about how your content benefits readers. Just like a product has to have a benefit to the buyer, your content has to be inherently rewarding to customers, to readers. And they should be attentive after they read beginning word of your copy. Your content is not building any emotions or trust. You can always get social media attention by being very interesting actor. You can communicate with people through very cute and interesting wording, with a cute and interesting words and information. So you have not leveraged any social proof. It's tricky to show readers your product, and you can make readers to believe that your product is cool, and they can be more effective in listening, more effective in reading to your information. So you don't have a clear specific call to action. That means that you are not effective in your content marketing or copywriting. A call to action lets people know what you want them to do next. Principles of great content marketing can be: be generous. Generosity all times is important. When you free content to your final customers, and final customers assess your content, they try to understand what kind of benefits they find in your content. If they don't find any benefits in your content, they get bored and they are losing passion to read your information. So, produce enjoyable content. Only some kind of enjoyable contents can make people to go and make some additional information to be their own information, to make some additional information to be well understood and well investigated after some portion of copywriting. Attract the right people to you through copywriting. This is one of suggestions to final audience. How to build large audience? The thoughtful use of copywriting techniques on your different kind of products and services to make customers to subscribe your content, to make customers to subscribe your newsletters, opt into your email lists and share your great articles or some kind of additional information. This is evidence of interesting copy. If you examine the lives of some of your greatest writers, you will see that they experienced a great deal and wrote about their experiences. That means that copywriters, like great writers like Hemingway, Steinbeck, or other kind of great persons in writing world, they should have also interesting life, and their life should be very promising to their pen to write right words and right sentences. That means that final customers, they like and they understand well prolific writers, prolific copywriters, because of their big experience in life. So who writes about their adventures? Who writes about their experiences? Who show experience in their writing? So this kind of type of people, they are really big in their copywriting. So Edwin Land, the inventor of Polaroid camera, said once about his mistakes, and this definition of mistakes was really well used in copywriting, how it should be like discussed, what is the mistake at all. So about mistakes, it's difficult to write, yeah? But if you try to use different kind of tactics and you show mistake from another kind of point, it can be more interesting to have additional attention to mistake. So Edwin Land said, a mistake is a future benefit, the full value of which is yet to be realized. This is unusual, interesting definition of mistake. Such definitions, such sentences, such different kind of types of conversation we need to final customers. If all you have is a hammer, you look at every problem as a nail. So please take this into your mind. That means that Edward de Bono is one great guide to whose suggestions we should follow. Mr. Edward de Bono established and developed the idea about lateral logic, lateral thinking. So, one of the great creative thinkers of our time, Edward de Bono, who established this lateral thinking, describes this process as the stage of coming up with ideas by not focusing or thinking of just the problem. So, for example, when we have some kind of problems, we try to focus on them. This is logical thinking. But lateral thinking is some kind of developments not to focus about the problem, to focus about other kind of things, to focus about environment, to focus about customers, to focus about some kind of listeners, to focus about prospects, to focus about new developments. So this is lateral thinking. Often this kind of type of focus is close to relation to the problem, to something that has nothing to do with the problem, a new idea, or some kind of new field. So De Bono created a product that he called his think tank. What is the think tank? So what was created by De Bono, by Edward De Bono? So this think tank was 1/8-inch sphere mounted on a platform. Through a small window, you could see a selection of 14,000 words printed on small plastic pieces. You shook the think tank and then looked into it and wrote down the first 3 words you saw. So this was like a lottery of words, as we see, simply. So it was like a lottery. It was like the game into lottery. So 3 words to your marketing problem was very interesting, and it was some new beginning in lateral thinking. Probably one of the most important keys in copywriting and conceptualization of copywriting is the ability to relate totally divergent contents to create a new concept. So divergent concepts, they are not linked to each other ideas, not interdependent ideas, not close to each other ideas. They are free solutions, free ideas. So that means that in copywriting, we should go to this way to find totally divergent concepts to create a new concept. And finally, in this way, we can be more interesting for our customers. In this way, we can be really lateral thinkers. And final customers can more flocked to our ideas. This is also one formula, what is 1, 2, 3, 4 elements formula in copywriting. So that means that the first is a what I have got for you. The second is what's going to do for you. The third is who am I? And the fourth is what you need to do next. So using this kind of formulas, we can add 10 principles for turning into a killer copywriter. These 10 principles are: the first one, this is sales, the only purpose of advertisement. That means that you write copy for advertisement, directly you see your final customer and you think what final customer finds into your copywriting. And you deal with copy like you deal with sales agent. Copy for advertisement is like your sales agent. The second one is sales copy like a salesman. If salesman is not sales, it means that it's wrong. So the same thing we can use to judge copy. If copy is not selling, it's not good. The third one, sell in person first. That means that speak with person first. The fourth one is use copy that would help a salesman, because we know that salesman exists. Salesman is speaking with final customers, we should help him, help her. Fifth, this is clear, conscious, and compelling conversation should take place. The sixth one, this is literary writers are rarely good copywriters. Seventh is ignore the brief copy writers. The eighth, it is avoid the strange and unusual, because strange and unusual sometimes scares people. Ninth principle is don't think of your audience. Think of her or him. It means that think about person. 10. Study your customer. So these kind of types of interesting principles can help you to be a great copywriter. But finally, the copywriting has checklists. These checklists we can use really well to do our copy. So you wrote your copy, you did your copywriting. So right now check through this checklist. We have some kind of interesting principles in the checklist of copywriting. The first one is instant clarity headline. The second one is clear the problem. The third one is present your solution. The fourth one, this is borrow credibility. The fifth one, this is social proof. The sixth one, this is testimonials should take place. The seventh one, this is clear call to take action. The eighth, this is reverse all risks. The ninth, this is price and whoring takes place. And the 10th, this is frequently asked questions should be taken into consideration, and you should write answers on frequently asked questions in your copywriting. So right now let's discuss all these checklists. The first one, as I told you, this is about headlines. You should make great, sometimes short, sometimes long, but very attractive headlines. Sometimes headlines are mostly read by people who are not reading the following text, but headlines should be bridge between text and customer. So headlines should be clear messages to the action. The second one is to clear the problem. So why the situation is like this? What is the problem? What can be the solution to this problem? The formula in this is explain the problem using words of your customer. The third checklist stage, present your solutions. Formula is product name helps you do some kind of action. Say goodbye and hello. Get some additional information about solution. Bring solutions to the judgment. So show that you offer solutions. Fourth one of checklist is borrow credibility. Tie your company to trusted symbols and famous authorities. Put the biggest brands all over your marketing pages. The fifth one, this is social proof. Show people are using your stuff and signing up. Testimonials, this is sixth stage of checklist. Prove your product works in your customer words. Formula, what we have here is specific end result or benefit customer got plus specific period of time plus accompanied actions. Seventh stage is clear call to take action. Tell the customer to do something such as asking for money or asking for some kind of additional action. The 8th, this is reverse all risks. Think guarantees, but you are really just reducing fear. 9th, price unhurry. Make your price seem like a bargain. Robert Cialdini, one of the most popular psychologists, he says that the contrast principle is most effective principle. The 10th stage of checklist is frequently asked questions. That means that boost your conversations by as much as 85% with some facts. So this kind of type of actions makes you to begin a really effective type of copywriting. So write your copies, use all kinds of skills you have, be a prolific writer, use 10 principles of copywriting, use 1, 2, 3, 4 elements of copywriting I delivered to you today. And finally, use checklists of copywriting, and through checklists, try to control and check your copy. And finally, you will be really great in copywriting. So today I am finishing the lesson number 2 in copywriting for advertisement, and wishing you great day. Thank you very much and goodbye.